Late Night Health continues in about 10 or 12 minutes from now. Sylvie Beljanski, the Vice President of the Beljanski Foundation, will be joining us, talking to us about plant-based medicines. I'm really looking forward to talking to her. She was on the show again about a month and a half ago, and I invited her to come back because we just didn't get a chance to finish. Lots of information, lots of new work being done in the research of plant-based medicines, not pharmaceuticals, and we'll find out more about that from Sylvie coming up here on Late Night Health. Right now we go to Brian Herkowitz, and Brian is a martial artist. He's still competing. He's almost 59 years old, and he not only teaches, he still competes. You have a philosophy about working out. I mean, we had coffee the other day, you and I, and we, I mean, you're rock solid, man.
Yeah, knock on wood. So far, so good.
Right.
You know, my feeling is that you have to kind of make a promise to yourself and make a commitment that, you know, working out and taking care of your health is kind of an appointment that you make on a regular basis. And I try and get into the gym 3 days a week. I try to mix up my workouts. I do a lot of what are called plyometrics that deal exactly with the type of movements that I'm involved with in martial arts. And I also try to do high-intensity workouts. There's a protocol, I don't know if you've ever heard of, called the Tabata protocol.
No.
Okay. It's a very interesting way of increasing your stamina and your endurance in a very short period of time. And one of the things that happens is, you know, as life intrudes, we start getting excuses for, well, I don't have 2 hours to go to the gym, and I have to find parking and all that stuff. The truth is, there was a Japanese professor who did a study with 200 students. He took 100 of them and had them do 45 minutes of a medium intensity workout, aerobic workout.
Right.
Then he took another 100 and he had them do a 1-minute warm-up, 4 minutes of interval training that was extremely intense, and then a 3-minute warm-down, 8-minute total workout. And at the end of a month, he measured their oxygen consumption, their conditioning, and the guys that had been on the 8-minute protocol, the Tabata protocol, increased their CO2, their O2 usage, their efficiency, and their conditioning by 15% over the other control group.
Well, that's amazing. We have a regular contributor, Dr. Greg Salea, who talks about interval training because he says it works.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's about intensity. How hard are you pushing yourself for how long? And this protocol, what he did is he would do 20 seconds they were using a bicycle at the time, 20-second sprints, 10 seconds rest, 20-second sprint, 10 seconds rest. Do that for 8 repetitions. And that takes the 4 minutes.
Wow.
You can do that. You can do that with burpees. You can do it with sprinting. You can do it with just about anything. You don't have to be at a gym. It allows you to increase your conditioning in a very short period of time. I do that, but I don't do that on a regular basis. On other days, I'll do 45 minutes, or I'll mix it up because I don't want my body to get into a habit of doing exactly the same exercise every time.
So you do mix it up. One of the things that always just frazzles me is you get on a treadmill and you jog run for an hour,
right?
And then it has a calorie counter. And it says 13 calories, in the hour. That's, it's you're not even burning a glass of water.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, one of the things I found with the Tabata protocol and the high intensity is that you get an afterburn effect, which means that when you've increased your intensity, after you've completed the exercise, you're still burning calories. It also, they found that it lowers your cholesterol. And if you think about it, if you're really pushing yourself, to a certain limit, you're kind of like increasing the pressure through the arteries and veins that help carry fat and everything through the system. And of course, as an older gentleman, as an older woman, you want to make sure that you're healthy enough to do that, that you have a doctor's okay, and that you can start that kind of a program. But you want to work up to that higher intensity and get to a place where you're able to push yourself a little bit. The more you're able to do that, the more your bottom line conditioning improves. And then I do a lot of weights that are whole body exercises, things like taking a dumbbell and squatting with it, and then on standing up, throwing it from hand to hand, balance. Particularly for older people, balance becomes crucially important.
Absolutely.
Probably one of the biggest, I think, causes of injury and death in elderly men and women is falling.
Absolutely. They get dizzy, they fall,
Yep.
and that's, especially as you're even older than 58, 59.
Absolutely.
One of the things, Brian, that strikes me as being interesting is that you and I have similar body types.
Yeah.
Except my stomach is a little bit larger. Is this also, can it be used for protection? And I only, can you use it to take somebody down if they're threatening you?
Yeah, I mean, that was the initial reason for the martial arts and studying martial arts, was as self-defense. The only downside to it is it's not something that you can walk out and stop a bullet with.
Got it.
As long as
Keep that in mind.
As long as it's just hand to hand, you're in pretty good shape. But
Brian, we are out of time. I really appreciate it. Brian we'll have a link to his favorite dojo, a picture of him handling a much larger man. I saw that. And some other information about Brian as well at latenighthealth.com. Brian, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Say hi to Marlon, and we will talk. Okay? I'm just trying to get us parts in a movie, Daryl. Okay? You got that. All right, in just a couple minutes, Sylvie Beljanski will be joining us. Don't go away.